the stage the fabulous Sophia Cheng.
Hi. I'm Sophia, 32, work behind a laptop doing digital communications, and I'm a newbie activist. With Extinction Rebellion. Do we have any other rebels in the house? Hey, hello rebels. I used to play it by the rules, but don't let these glasses fool you, because now I'm rebellious. Albeit a slow starting, increasingly committed, tea drinking rebel. Why, you ask? Well, the threat of imminent social collapse and our collective inertia on tackling carbon emissions has finally motivated me to step away from the computer screen and out into the streets. I'm preparing to block some roads, sing some songs, and possibly get arrested. My singing is truly criminal. It all started last year when I did something very un-British. I let myself feel. I allowed myself to feel the weight of the social, climate, and ecological crisis. I didn't do the more traditional British reaction. I didn't drink it off, binge watch Stranger Things, or trawl through my ex-boyfriend's wedding photos. Okay, I've done all of those things. But that particular night, I finally let myself feel the despair. Cue full-on existential crisis! Which, I'd like to add, is so on trend right now. Along with my newfound appreciation of solid shampoo, smoothie bowls, and upcycled yoga mats, which is as disgusting as that sounds. So, I tend to play it by the rules. Sometimes get a little bit cautious and nervous, but new activist Soph is trying to question, unpick, and break the rules. So I am really way far outside of my comfort zone. However, I've been trying to learn, recently been on some training for some non-violent direct action, where we had to role-play activists and policemen breaking up a protest. I folded so quickly. And I was just the sweetest policewoman. I was like, should we talk this over with a cup of tea and a chocolate? We also had to practice passive resistance as the activists, not the police. Although passive resistant police would be kind of awesome. We'd overturn these power structures lickety split. No, passive resistance is where you have to relax and kind of go all floppy. So when you're on the road, it takes more police to lift you and move you off the road, and therefore use up more police resource. So when it was my turn, the group shouted, "Relax!" And I was like, I am relaxed! This is my Shavasana pose! There are definitely some upsides to being an activist. And this new trendy woke me. Because I'm a recovering perfectionist. So, realising we're on course for a 3-degree temperature increase in my lifetime has helped put my perfectionism in check. Before, if a typo had gone out in a work email, I would have fretted for days. Woken up in a cold sweat, and swear the only possible outcome was that I was going to be fired. Now I'm like, a farming apocalypse in the form of a multi-bread basket failure is on the horizon, and soon we won't have enough food to eat. Sophia, a typo is okay. my social media targets, I would have panicked. Now I think about how all 195 nations are about to miss their climate targets, and oddly, it cheers me up. I'm telling you, there's nothing like the threat of our own extinction to help put things in perspective. Let me do my downward dog. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm historically an A-grade student. So my main strategy to maintain scholastic perfection has been to avoid anything I might fail in. So now I'm tackling climate change. What could go wrong? But here's the trick. I'm learning that it doesn't need a few of us doing this activist thing perfectly. It needs millions of us doing it imperfectly. I know I avoided stepping out as an activist for fear of being called a hypocrite. And in my mind, the conversation goes something like this. There's no face, but it's an oversized index finger. You're a hypocrite because you've flown in a plane before and thrown away plastic, and you've eaten imported hoisin duck wraps behind sheds. Behind the shed, that's where I do all my high pollution activity. But here's what I've learned. That unless you've been living under a rock, all of us here in the UK benefit from being part of our toxic system. But the only people that benefit from calling us out, keeping us divided, delayed, and doubting, is the status quo, the 1%, the business as usual that got us in the mess in the first place. So, Mr. Index Finger, yes, I am a hypocrite. I have benefited from the systemic oppression of globalisation, and I'm a good activist. All of this activism, though, it's not just about what I'm learning. It's all about changing my behaviours as well. As someone who tended to avoid things due to fear of failure, I'm now starting to say yes to more things. For example, do you want to go coast-steering? Do you mean, would I like to see some of the Welsh coastline before it disappears? Yes! Do you want to go hiking in the Highlands of Scotland? Do you mean, would I like to scout out where might be livable before we hit runaway climate change? Yes! Do you want to go on a yoga retreat? Do you mean, do I want a temporary escape from the overwhelming headlines and the mainstream apathy on the greatest issue our species has ever faced that makes me feel so incredibly sad? Yes! Namaste. And this activism is seeping through in my communications as well. Some people want to talk to me more. I've recently been interviewed on BBC Radio Essex. I thought they were going to ask me what hair products I use. Pretty trendy with that solid shampoo. Actually, they asked me if I thought public disruption was appropriate given our imminent social collapse. I said yes. It's not all roses though. Some people want to talk to you less. There's a correlation, and I can't say if it's causal because my data set's a little bit too small. But the more vocal I get about climate change, the less I hear from old friends. Aww. Yes, we're losing 200 species a day, but forget the 6th mass extinction. I'm in the middle of a mass friend extinction. Sometimes it feels like the great heroes of social change are my only friends left. And I take solace in those words of Gandhi. First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. I also keep boxing gloves behind the shed as well. The thing is about my newfound relationship with Gandhi is it kind of lacks the 21st century markers of success. No vibrating notifications, no likes on my well-informed and witty posts, and no emojis. I don't get any emojis from Gandhi. I sometimes wonder if I did have Gandhi on WhatsApp, what kind of emojis we might share. Definitely the geeky one with glasses. We both look super cute. We could use that each time we spark the fire of non-violent direct action in someone new. The face palm calm one when we both needed to let off steam amid the current political shitstorm. Like Andy's cool with swearing. And no aubergines. It's not that kind of imaginary friendship. On balance, though, being an activist is pretty tough. The thing that keeps me going is that I finally found a sense of purpose. I remember being on the school bus home, hugging my A-star homework, crying because I didn't have a sense of purpose. I yo-yoed. It's true. I yo-yoed through my 20s from hashtag YOLO to literally, is this it? Because if I'm so successful, why do I have this hollow feeling in my chest? Yes, that's right, folks. It's taken me the realisation that our civilization, as we know it, must come to an end. But I now know who I am and what I stand for. The first half of the week, I work to pay the bills. Second half, I restore community, overturn rampant consumerism, and save the world. And the best part is, there's loads of us who want to do this too, and we're having a blast. We are singing joyfully, resisting peacefully, and we're sending lots of emojis. So, I'm Sophia, the good activist, being as useful as I can in the time we've got left. I'm rule breaking, reveling, and rebelling. And everyone who's having an existential crisis is welcome too. Thank you very much.